In 2017 at Linguish, we decided to create an innovative method of teaching English. We asked ourselves, what is the most efficient and fun way to teach English to children? So we incorporated natural learning, cooperative learning, a lot of games, a good amount of singing and acting and activities to discover the world around us. We also wanted this method to be for everyone. So we were inspired by Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences. In the span of a school year, students will work on different skills and tasks based, for example, on musical intelligence, naturalistic intelligence, or visual spatial intelligence. And to discover the world, what better way than to take a trip around it? Our students are divided into different countries depending on their age. So a 3-year-old child will probably visit India for a year, become a yogi master, celebrate the Holi festival, and work on other fun projects. The year after, that same child will visit Australia, then move again after another year to visit South Africa, Ireland, Canada, etc., etc. Each country is divided into 10 projects. Let's take an example, Canada. Project 0 is an introduction to the country. It will be the same welcome to for all countries. Then, students will learn about different subjects that could be useful in Canada, like going on a North Pole expedition or celebrating Earth Day, for example. Let's take a closer look at one project. Let's say Project 2, let's jump into autumn. This is a Canada project, which is country number 6 in our system. And in all the projects the kids see this year, this one is project number 2. This is why the title states LP62, country number 6, project number 2. Now each project is divided into 4 lessons. The 4 lessons here are 4 seasons in a year, fall around the world, a fall story, and a leaf artwork. So lessons 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you've been following our system, country 6, project 2, lesson 1, 6, 2, 1. Bear with me, it's going to be useful for later. Let's dive into a lesson plan. The first one, 4 seasons in a year. Here, we will deal with the seasons, activities, common action verbs, etc. What's in this lesson? Here, the main lesson plan, then the links and lyrics to the songs and videos included in the lesson. Right after, the game cards and material you will need to teach this lesson. And finally, the extra lesson, created for teachers who have their students more than an hour a week and want to go further. Okay, back to our main lesson plan. Let's take a look at how the lesson goes. The lesson is here, in the green part. We start with a greeting, a nice way to say hello to each other. Then, we're going to introduce today's subject thanks to a teaser. Here, the teaser is mystery drawing. Well, how do I do this activity? If you look under the activity name, you'll see a code that says LT39. This means Linguish tutorial number 39. For all the activities we use, we decided to shoot video tutorials to explain the ins and outs of how to lead an activity better than by writing it down. So let's head to YouTube and type Linguish LT39. Here it is.
Castle.
Is it a castle?
No. Yes, it's a castle. Excellent. So, a castle has...
The tutorials are examples of how to do this particular activity, but the theme may be different. Here, the example is a castle, but for our 4 seasons lesson, let's take a look at the specifics. Draw the 4 seasons and ask students to name them. So here we go. We know how to do this activity and what to do with it. Now that the kids are more familiar with what we're going to do, let's move on to the practice phase. In the practice phase, the students are still discovering and learning the new sentences, and the teacher's talking time is still quite high, whereas the students' talking is not very high. So, what are we doing in the practice phase? Here, we have an activity called Sort It Out. What is it? Well, let's take a look at the tutorial on YouTube and use the provided game cards. Here, students will sort out things depending on their weather. I eat ice cream when it's sunny. I watch movies when it's raining. It's time for a little music break. No, a different kind of music break. The little note here means there's an educational video that can be used in class. You can decipher this code with me now. Country 6, Project 2, Lesson 1, and video number 3. Number 3? Why? What happened to number 1 and 2? Well, because exposition to a language is key to talking it, we have decided to shower the kids with small educational videos every day. So, 7 days a week. 2 days before the lesson, there are 2 small videos to introduce and discover the theme. It's the I Discover. The day of the lesson is the most important video all week, during the I Speak. And for the rest of the week, there are 4 videos that will go a bit further in the theme. So, 7 videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If your lesson is on a Wednesday, well, the students will see these videos on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And on the next page, you can see the links to the videos and the lyrics. Okay, back to our lesson. So the students have worked on the actions and sang a song. We've done the practice phase. It's now time to head to the perform phase. In the perform phase, the goal is that the student talking time gets to a maximum and that the teacher talking time drops to a minimum. We want the kids to talk to each other using what they have learned. And to do this, we rely a lot on cooperative learning techniques with activities such as the mingle, pair-share line, or here, big circle, little circle. In this activity, students in the small circle will use the game cards and ask, for example, when do you go surfing? I go surfing when it's sunny. Now, everyone is talking English. And we can even go further in our lesson with another cooperative technique. Here, King of the Hill. In both examples, the teacher started the activity, but the students are the ones talking. If there's a little bit of time at the end of an hour-long lesson, you can have the kids draw a recap drawing, like their favorite season and activity. Maximum 5 minutes, and always followed by a recap sentence. If after all this talking you're interested in having your students do some written exercises, a worksheet is here for you. Once the worksheet is done, you can use the I Remember as a summary of the lesson. Don't hesitate to hang it in your classroom. Now, don't forget to sing your student a little goodbye song. What is this one? It's time to go? And that's a code we haven't seen before. You're right, this is TS27 or Transition Song 27. The transition songs are songs that we use so often we've compiled them in a transition song guide. Okay, very well. But what if I teach these kids more than an hour? Well, in this case, we suggest you use the extracurricular lesson to go further with the lesson. It's the same principle as the regular lesson. Greeting, teaser, practice, perform. Congrats! You're now ready to use the Linguish lesson plans and to get your students to really speak in English.